Hello, everyone in Facebook world. So I'm Daniel, and
Brady.
This is Brady, and so we wanted to do a video. So we're waiting on the agenda at the anxiously. They've got a few items ahead of us, so I think we're pretty far down the list. But we thought it would be fun to just do a little video and talk about like why we're here and what we're doing. So we showed up in yellow.
I didn't have a yellow shirt. Sorry.
Some of us did. We showed up in yellow to show our support and solidarity for the fiber initiative that KUB is trying to push. So they have passed it unanimously, and so it's looking very much like it's going to happen. But now the city council wants to pass a resolution to be able to show their support as well, so that we can hopefully go after some federal funding and some state funding as well that exists. So it's a really exciting time to be in Knoxville at City Council, because this is a big thing for Tennessee. Yeah, well, Chattanooga did this 10 years ago. I mean, I read something earlier. People have been sending me all kinds of stuff that they've got something like $2.something billion worth of economic reward since they made the investment 10 years ago.
Right.
And we should have done it then. So, Brady, tell me what your thoughts are on this. Like, what are we? What am I missing here?
Well, I think there are definitely lots of benefits to municipal broadband. I mean, for one, I don't know anyone that likes Comcast or Xfinity, and they don't always have to provide the best services. But I think having municipal broadband will benefit. I mean, KUB starting off at a gigabit speed, which is, I think, among the highest ones that are currently offered. And they're offering it at a competitive or even lower price than is offered currently. You know, there's a digital divide for a lot of folks in Knoxville that lack access to the internet, and as the pandemic has kind of shown, access to the internet is very, very vital for students learning, adults, applying for jobs, etc. And then my kind of personal interest and professional interest is I work at the Southern Alliance for Clean Energy, and we're a clean energy advocacy organization. And by investing in this fiber infrastructure, it will actually help with the electrical grid. It will reduce outages for power outages. It will help, they call it smart grid, which will help just make the grid better. It'll make the service for the electric service better, and should benefit everyone in Knoxville. So,
nice. Good. Yes. Well, I've kind of got an interesting point of view on this. Like, my whole thing is, I am an IT person. Anybody who knows me knows, like, I'm the computer repair guy, right? And so I'm like in and out of businesses and homes like all the time. Like, this is what I do. I set up people's home networks for them, and I'm always having to deal with Comcast and AT&T. And it's either usually one or the other. It's Comcast or AT&T. It's never that there has an option there that you can pick the better of two options, or that they compete against each other or anything crazy like that. It's always like, oh, this is a Comcast neighborhood, or this is an AT&T apartment building. Yeah. So, just from my experience, on the phone, yelling at a robot to get to a person, like, I can tell you right now that their customer service is not as good as it should be. Right. And that we should have more options, and we should have redundancy.
Yes.
Like, why are there not redundant systems? So, and then, I heard Comcast is talking, oh, well, we need to go ahead and do things ourselves. Let us run your grid. And I can't imagine a worse idea than letting Comcast run our grid.
Totally.
So this is what I'm looking at is happening. And I've got this. There's another person here. I think, Paul, do you want to weigh in on this for me? Can you just give me your thoughts on this and what's going on today?
Well,
thank you for coming out, by the way, and enjoy the shirt. It's a good shirt.
Thank you, Dee. I just, personal experience, I think almost everyone that's lived in this area has dealt with Comcast. And, the last time I had cable, and I did cut the cord, it was with Comcast. And it was a nightmare. I, like an idiot, I had set up direct draft payments that happen every single month without me thinking about it. And I tried to cancel my service, and they kept drafting. And I thought I'd get smart and close out that account and move everything over to another bank, and I got hit with all these insufficient funds. So anyway, it took me about a year and a half and constantly calling. I actually documented it and posted it on Facebook, but there were 128 different contacts, either phone calls or going in person or faxing somebody. I did that 128 times in almost 18 months, and I finally got paid. So it was a little over $450 and some change, but which is nothing to them.
Right.
And they were just hoping that I would give up, and I think a lot of people do. But I just. Anyway, that's my experience with Comcast.
Yeah, that's a similar story. I have heard many times they are not a fun company to deal with, and I don't think they're going to be fun to deal with tonight. So I don't know. I know that there's one person so far speaking against this, and that was somebody with a DC address who I think worked for Comcast.
Go
so
figure.
yeah, I don't see how they have any say in what goes on here at the city,
Right.
The city of Knoxville. So. But here we go. You guys have anything else you want to say? Should be fun.
Should be fun.
We'll give you some. We'll give you
Late
some
night.
updates.
Yeah.
it may be a late night, so we'll give you some updates.
Two fellows dressed in yellows. Just saying.
One and
Thanks,
left
Paul.
out in black. I
Well,
guess.
yeah, you got to have a thorn in between two
Yeah.
roses.
Yeah.
All right, we're off.